So week 8, and we had readings from Eva and Franco, and we read Copies Are More Important Than Their Original, and it's talks about how the Matas stole the website from hell.com, yeah, and it was a site that was only available to certain people that were subscribed to this other page, and they got the code to go through it, and it was only available for 42 hours, 2 days, yeah. And well, they downloaded it and they posted it up on their sites, and well, they said the copies are more important than their original because copyright and ownership is just something put on sites to know who's the author and who made it, but that doesn't mean you can't download the file. Art isn't just to be seen. You could mix it, you could move it, erase it, make new things out of it, and that's what their point was. And they used the word hacktivism, and hacktivism was, I didn't quite understand it on how they meant hacking, as in going on a site and stealing something. But I looked it up on Google, and hacktivism is defined as the nonviolent use of illegal or legal ambiguous digital tools in pursuit of political ends. And that's not what Eva and Franco's theft was on. They just wanted to expose the art that was on hell.com that other people could not see. So they just wanted to show it and express what they were doing to it. We also had to read Nike Ground, which was on how Eva and Franco put up this big box of Nike, and they just, well, what can I say? They just made it out there thinking that it was a prank, so people could think that Nike was, kind of taking over that spot. And it was a good prank at all. I mean, it opened the eyes of the European people by making them aware that by letting a brand get so big that they might start to not take over, but it'll be more popular, and they'll be wanting to start doing things to changing stuff there. And I mean, it wasn't ever really offensive to me. It's art, as they call it, and it's just how they express, make people aware of things, and it was really good. The way they thought of it and how they kept it there and how they made people go inside and look at the stuff. And then, I mean, they took it down eventually, and then it kind of backfired because Nike did end up taking responsibility for it, because then it made their name get bigger and it was known in more places, but that was after they were like, oh yeah, we're gonna put it demand you because you were taking our name and all this stuff. And then we read about Avatar Second Life, and that's kind of interesting because that's what we use in class. And Second Life avatars are portraits, because you can make the avatar look just how you look in real life. Your hair, your body, your skin tone, everything, down to every last little details. And it can also be different because you can portray yourself as someone you wish you could be, or as someone you see yourself as. Not the person in the mirror, but the person that's you inside. Maybe you can be a skinny person, but you want to be more curvier, and that's how you would put yourself on Second Life. Or maybe someone that's on a wheelchair and they want to walk, they'll put themselves as a walking avatar on Second Life, which was very interesting, because that's how people that's people's worlds. That's where they live their life how they really wanted to live, through their Second Life characters, which are portraits. And we also had to read Don't Look Back, which was where Eva and Franco took pieces from the past that other artists have done, one that it was two people standing in a doorway, and one was the two were naked, and one in the middle wasn't. And then the one about the guy jacking off under the table, and then the one about shooting the person. There was a lot that they did that they had in the book. And then the concerns artist had about the process, like reconstructing it in Second Life was well, this was called actually synthetic performances when it was created on Second Life, but they were afraid that that plagiarism was brought in, and that they were taking the originality from the original piece, and that about the authenticity of it. But then it kind of brought meaning to it, because other people that didn't know the historical meaning behind it, like in real life, or didn't understand it, now in Second Life they would be able to experience it themselves. They could put themselves in between the two avatars that were naked, or they can put themselves as with where the avatar was masturbating, or maybe they can go through all the little stages and try every single one of them to understand it, what they're trying to portray, what they're trying to mean. And well, that's originality. You're just mixing it up so people can appreciate art more. And Mott's art, Mott's art his artwork is about it's working with stories to get a more sincere reaction from people. Like they don't want to, people usually, if they know who the artist is and if they like him, they'll be like, yeah, it's a good piece, even if it's not. Or if they don't like him, they'll be like, oh no, that's crap, like no, this artist made it. So he took other people's stories or work, put it as his, so they wouldn't know the original person, and they'll get real feedback, like their honest opinion, not just because a certain artist made it, which was a pretty good thing. I mean, if you want to get an honest answer these days, there was any other way. And then the last piece was about the flogging dead horse, and the meaning behind that was, it was a song, and they wanted to portray it in like Second Life stuff or something like that. And the meaning of the flogging dead horse is the lowest common denominator of visual communication, which I didn't really get like understand it that much. But it came down to like where it said it's all about those things that are proposed as necessary, though we perfectly know they are impossible. So behind the flogging dead horse, it was kind of like you want something to be perfect, but yet you know you can't have it. So they used as an example like the boobs they had at the end of the page, where it was like covered in soap, and there was no words, no messages, no logos, no nothing, and it was just to show people that those, you can't have perfectly round boobs, everyone, because it's not possible. Either you have to go to both through surgery to get implants and all this stuff, and it's just something unreal. And this week it was very interesting readings. It opened my mind more on like advertisements out there and what they're trying to sell when they don't have any logos on it, or like what it meant for Eva and Franco to steal things from the internet and let other people view them. It just opened my mind more to appreciating art and how other people use other people's work to make it as their own and remixing it. And that was week 8, Eva and Franco.